Hey, how's it going? This is Matt with Mountain Stream Teas, and this is our first video in the Tips for Tea Professionals series. And what we're going to cover today is the best way to handle curious people who might come into your shop, just beginners, people that know nothing about tea. They walk in, and the best way to sort of introduce tea to them. Now, what we're going to cover in this video is the apple metaphor. Now, the apple metaphor is, if you haven't watched it yet, go right now. It's in the tea or Welcome to Gong Fu Cha series. It's the first video in that series. And watch it, because I'm going to be talking about that right now. Now, if you've already watched it, you can see that that metaphor about the apples doesn't really have very much stuff in it, right? It doesn't include the post-fermented teas. I excluded yellow tea completely. I might have mentioned pu'er just a little bit, but the best thing to do when somebody comes in is to keep it as simple and as metaphorical as you possibly can. And the worst thing you can do is come on too strong. Right? So I've been doing this for many years. I've been introducing tea to people a lot. At this point, well over a couple thousand people. And one of the mistakes that you really can make is your passion for tea comes out too strong, and you want to give out too much information, and you want to, explain to them what this is and what that is and how this works and all these different types of things. If somebody has an interest in tea but they don't know much about tea, you can really drive a wedge in their interest. They can think, oh, I'm never going to understand all that stuff. I'm never really going to know that. You got to check your passion, right? You got to introduce it. You got to be passionate, but you can't be introducing too much. And so that's why I use the apple metaphor, right? Everybody knows an apple. Everybody knows an apple turns brown. But with that, I also add in a couple little extra things. At the end, there's the whole tea bag thing, a dried apple. A dried apple is a black tea. You chop up the dried apple, you put it in a tea bag, that's a tea bag. I'm bringing already in the idea of quality, the idea that you can actually tell from the spent leaves how good a tea actually is. Now that is very important, I think, for beginners. Because beginners really want to know that once they get into this, once they learn just even a little bit, they'll be able to tell what is high quality and what is low quality tea. They don't want to get ripped off. I mean, that's the biggest concern for most people when they're first starting out. They don't want to get ripped off. They don't want to have somebody sell them a $100 bag of tea that's only worth $5. And that's a real concern for people that are just getting into tea. So keep it simple, keep it metaphorical. Try and put in little bits and pieces here and there where they can feel like, oh, I'll be able to tell what is good and what is bad tea. But just tell them the basics, just the basics. Sit back, let them enjoy some beautiful tea, and then answer their questions. Hopefully they have some. Now, as this series goes on, we're going to talk about what teas you can choose. What the best ways to brew the tea for people that are interested in these types of things. The most common questions that people ask. We're going to cover all of those things. And again, with the goal of making somebody who perhaps is new to the tea profession, who is new to selling tea, who is new to wanting to introduce tea to their friends. Giving them some tips, some tricks on how to better explain tea, how to make it easier, more digestible for people to get into tea and to enjoy tea. But thanks for watching. As always, if you have any questions or comments, any requests, throw them in the comments below. Get in touch through Facebook or Instagram or one of the various other things. If you like these videos, buying some tea on the website always helps out as well. Keeps us going, helps these videos rolling. And see you next time.